Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the campus here at Salem High School, home of the Blue Devils. Jason Roby, along with the highlight guy, Steve Cody. He's the man of moving pictures. We'll be joined by Brad Crake on our color commentary, but this first is our live with Live Minute, joined here by head coach Olivia Orlando. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the second season. It's great to see you here. Two big wins for your program to get to this night. Let's talk about the most recent game, that victory over a very good Wyndham team. We saw the kids on the court after the game. They were jubilant. They were excited, jumping up and down. But what was that like in the locker room after?
Jubilant. I like that
Jubilant.
word.
See that? Yeah.
Good one.
One of the words you need to know. Jubilant.
That's a good one. No, the reaction was pretty similar to what you saw on the court from them, right? Like we went back into the locker room. They were screaming. They were dancing. They loved singing, "Hey, baby!" Like that's just game day ritual. So I mean, they were just excited beyond words, and rightfully so. They worked really hard, and I couldn't be more proud.
You're facing a Salem team. You've seen them twice already this year. Once in the regular season on this floor, once in Hollis and the Christmas tournament. Right. You came out on top of both of those games, but this is different, right? Yeah. This is a team that a little bit longer in the tooth. A lot of sophomores and juniors, but what's your take on this team, and what do you have to do tonight to win? Yeah,
I mean, this will be a really great game. It'll be a great test for us. Salem is incredibly talented. I mean, you said it already, Jason, but they have length. They have kids that can shoot it. They have athletes. They have kids that can get downhill. They're firing from all cylinders. What we are looking to accomplish and what we're looking to do is stick to who we are and what we do and doing it consistently, right? Like last time we saw them on this floor, they out-rebounded us, and that killed us, right? So I think just sticking to our game plan, doing what we want to do, executing, playing hard, and playing the whole way through. Like there can't be let-ups, and understanding that basketball is a game of runs, and that's great. But we can't get down on ourselves or let their punches stop us from punching back.
How quickly were your girls able to put that win against Wyndham in the rear view to prepare mentally? Yeah. We know the physicality of the game, and they've done well all year physically, but what's their mental preparation been like getting ready for this playoff game?
Yeah, honestly, it's been really great. We again, we don't want to just glaze over a big win, especially for how hard they worked for that one. But the next day, we were game planning. We were talking through what we want to accomplish and how we want to approach this game against Salem. So it was really, yes, celebrate, enjoy it for the night, and the next day we're turning the page.
Well, it's win or go home tonight, and we want to wish you the best of luck. If you guys come out on top, send us a couple of girls for the post game.
Sounds great.
Hope to be talking to you again real soon.
Thanks, Steve.
Head coach Liv Orlando. This is the second season, and the Cardinals are in the playoffs, but it is a one and done. They'll face our old friend Ricky Oliver, the head coach of the Salem Blue Devils. I had an opportunity to speak with Ricky, and he said, look, we just have to do what we do. We got to crash the glass, and that's what Coach Orlando said. They had a decided advantage in the first matchup here just about a month ago. Salem was all over the glass. They came up short against this Cardinal team, but I know Coach Oliver and this Blue Devil team is itching to get some sweet revenge here in the first round. We'll take it down to the floor, and as we do, we will welcome in our color commentator here on the evening, the former head coach of the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. No stranger to postseason success himself. It's Coach Brad Crake. And Coach, thanks for joining us here. Always love having you on the color commentary. First, I got to ask you the most important question. It's playoff time here in girls Division I New Hampshire basketball, and you're sitting up in the stands next to me. What's that like?
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I texted with Liv and Brad earlier today, and so this is the best time of year, guys. Enjoy it, but it's an awful weird feeling, not sort of having that little buzz about the day and so forth.
Well, we're happy to have you up here with us. I'll tell you, as good as your record is or was down on the floor, mine is perfect up here, so I am undefeated. So welcome. Welcome to the booth in the postseason. Brad, this Salem team, coached by headman Ricky Oliver, is the 5 seed. They come in at 13-5. They have had a pretty good year, a pretty good run at it. A lot of sophomores and juniors on their roster, so I have to believe that they are built for the future. But for Coach Oliver and his staff, the future is now, isn't it?
They've had a great year. I remember your interview with him last year, where he was just talked about how they were as young as they were, and he was already. We played him late in the season last year, and he was already excited about those kids developing over the summer. And I'll bet you that he's been pleasantly surprised with how much they've developed. Go from go from where they were last year to a 5 seed with I think a 13-5 record. It's one heck of a year for them.
Yeah, no doubt. As Guertin comes in at 8-9, and they had to win both of those games. And you and I spoke about the importance of, we thought maybe they could go 1-1 or potentially 0-2. As it turns out, they needed both of them to get to the second season. They earned their way here. Iron sharpens iron. They played some good out-of-state competition, some great in-state competition, and they have made it to the postseason. Coach Liv Orlando and Brad Rhodes, their first game in the playoffs, NHIAA State of New Hampshire. And we will meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. As mentioned, we were here about a month ago, and the regular season game also went to Bishop Guertin. It was a 53-44 final, but it was close all the way through. And Brad, what should we look for tonight from this young Cardinal team to know that the playoffs, even though it's the second season, it's not really having much of an effect on them?
Yeah, I think, look, I would fully expect it, in the first couple, 3 minutes. Both teams probably have the normal postseason, first round jitters. I think the team that settles into what they do the quickest is probably going to have a little bit of an advantage. Sometimes youth is a good thing in that way. Is it sort of that youthful ignorance? Is it they just go play? They're not even really thinking about the situation. And I'm hoping that they just kind of let it fly and get off to a great start here.
Youthful ignorance. Unfortunately, I don't have that problem.
Well, I have half of that problem. The back half, unfortunately. Yeah.
We're meeting the starting lineups for both of these teams. Number 2, Maddie Long. Number 10, Ayla Regan. Number 23, of course, the sharpshooter, Holly Dufo. 24 is Jazz Rosario. And rounding out the starting 5, number 34 is Thalia Drapo. I thought she's had a couple of good games here on the boards, the last 2, and they'll need to have her be dominant if they want to contest here this evening.
Yeah, she's had a great, as you say, great stretch run here. Really kind of found her groove. Did a great job mid-season, kind of, I think, adjusting a bit, and just did a great job staying on the floor. She was, got herself into a little bit of foul trouble in the first half a dozen games of the season as she just sort of, worked her way into the season. But I don't remember a game in the recent past where she's been in foul trouble. And for this BG team to win and advance, I think she's going to have to be on the floor for 25, 26, 27 minutes tonight.
Yeah, that's a great point in the postseason where there is no tomorrow. You need your best 5 on the floor as much as possible. Starting 5 for the Blue Devils has been announced, and Olivia DiFrancesco, Lillian George, Lindsay Getz, Gabriella Masto, and Michaela Burns round out the starting 5 for the Blue Devils. We'll take this time out for the national anthem. We'll be right back with the opening tip.
Before we begin tonight's contest, folks, could everyone please stand, remove your hats, and help us honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, the national anthem is in the books. We are ready here. Preliminary round action in the state of New Hampshire You are watching live on the Highlight Guy. Jason Roby calling all of the action for you. Brad Craik, the man on the color commentary, and as always, the man on the moving pictures. He is the Highlight Guy. It is Steve Cody. Thank you all for joining us here this evening. I want to say hello to all of our friends in Salem that are watching on the Highlight Guy. Happy to be bringing the action to you. Well, we mentioned this Bishop Guertin team came out on top of Salem in the regular season just about a month ago. But that is far in the rear view. And this Salem team, if they get out to a quick start, they're trying to make this night very difficult. Winner potentially could go to Portsmouth on Friday. I believe they're playing the Nashua South Purple Panthers. So if the Panthers could win, that would shake things up. But a lot to get to here today as that tap from Drapo goes into the Salem backcourt. This is Lindsey Getz, gets it over the top to Mosto. Back up top now to DiFrancesco. Salem operating in the half court. George will take a step back, crossover to the left. On the baseline it goes. DiFrancesco, dribble drive at the elbow. And the Blue Devils showing great patience in the half court. Shot way downtown, air ball, but it's almost like a long pass. We'll get a jump ball called. As coming away with it was Burns, but pair of Cardinal wings reaching around. Jump ball, possession goes to the Cards. And the Blue Devils will set up in a full court press here. This is Long. We'll see how she handles it. Now they will retreat. Elbow spin move and a steal there. Breakaway down the floor, up and in, and that was Lindsey Getz stepping into that passing lane. 2-0 Blue Devils.
Early turnover by Guertin, Jason, but I like the fact that they're trying to get the ball to Thalia around the foul line and establish her early on here.
Rosario, left-hand dribble, comes to the elbow. Jump stop, kick back out. Dufo's not shy. Yahtzee, three-point bomb from Holly Dufo.
Great start for her. Great to see her get, see one go in early and get her off to a good start. Look, they've gotten touches early on with their best offensive players, which I really, really like.
Another jump ball called. This time the Blue Devils will get possession, so the Cards are at least present on the glass in the early going of this one. Doing the honors to the baseline, it comes to Getz. Left-hand dribble at the foul line, elbow, she'll spin out of trouble. Crossover again, bounce pass to the baseline. Fired from downtown is no good, and another jump ball call. This time Rosario will tie things up. Possession goes to the Cards. So Coach Ricky Oliver saying that we got to get on the boards, we got to do some damage on the glass, and right now it's the Cardinals that are doing a nice job on the rebounding end of things. Maddie Long now gave it up. Drapo got it over to Regan. They'll operate in the half court. High pick on the elbow. Nice pick up there by Salem. They anticipated that play. Regan, ball fake, pivot. Back to Long. And back out it comes to Drapo. Left-hand dribble crossover. And it seems right now like Salem is almost beating them to the spot defensively. So they are very well versed in what the Cards are trying to do here. Drapo, kick back out top to Jazz. Jazz imploring her team to rotate through, and she took it into the land of the Giants. And a turnover there. Back the other way comes Salem. Fired, no. An offensive rebound there. And another jump ball. Potentially no. Regan comes away with it. So Cardinals fortunate there that one wasn't blown dead. Elbow, Long, downtown, way short. Not the look you want. And back the other way come the Blue Devils. 3-2 Cardinals, 5:30 to go. And that one, I think, is going to go off of, yes, it went off of a Blue Devil horn. So Lillian George had to go off of her knee, and out of bounds it went.
Little feeling out process here. First, like we thought, two young teams. Things are going a little quick right now for them. I would really love to see the Guertin kids get to the rim off the dribble. You'll remember the first game these two teams played, Guertin got a little three happy in the first quarter and a half. When they stopped shooting threes early and attacked the basket, the complexion of that game changed entirely, and they got themselves up 10-12 and kind of got themselves to the finish line. I'd really like to see them get downhill, keep things simple, and attack the rim.
Well, there was your downhill drive kick, no. And Rosario goes in there, and she's against 4 Blue Devils. She's not going to win that matchup many times. Back the other way comes DiFrancesco. Olivia now will reverse it over to Getz. Lindsey, right-hand dribble down to the baseline. it's shut down. They skip it across the way. Back on the elbow, nice bounce pass into the key. And Lillian George,
3 seconds.
3-second violation. That might be the first 3-second violation we've seen all year. A couple of substitutes coming in early as Fayed is in. Long came in, was out briefly for Pizzetti, who did that inbounds pass. Long has come back in.
Good job here by Liv getting some kids early minutes just to get them into the flow of the game. I think Gianna's in the game now. Bella Fayed just checked in as well. Nice take. There you go.
And that's Pizzetti's staple right there. She goes to the basket hard with that left hand kiss off the glass. And she has a chance to complete the three-point play here.
Yeah, I think she's been a tone setter on the offensive end of the floor all year. Gianna's not going to shoot a lot of threes, but boy, I'll tell you, she is absolutely the most aggressive kid they have, attacking the basket, and has gotten much better as the year's gone on, finishing. And look, they just got 2 points and an offensive rebound, all because they got to the rim. There you go, another time at the rim.
Jump ball tied up, unfortunately, there as possession will go back to the Blue Devils. The balcony Muppets are here, alive and well on the far side. The Salem student body taking this one in. 5-2 Cardinals, 4:17 to go in the first quarter. Good defensive pressure by both of these teams. Ooh, very fortunate there. And Coach Orlando imploring her young Cardinal squad to keep playing defense, move your feet. Long now. Goes to the left elbow. Dribble drive, up. And it's going to be a foul called there on Rosario. That'll be her first and the team's first. And heading to the line is Gabriela Masto. She had 10 in the first meeting against this Cardinal team. She has a chance to get in the books tonight. Masto knocks down the first one. This team, Brad, shot 77% in the first meeting. They went 17 out of 22 against the Cardinals, so you definitely don't want to send this Blue Devil team to the line.
Yep.
2 for 2 for Masto. The junior is in the books. 5-4 Cards. Full court pressure being extended. And back it comes to Dufo. They tried double teaming Jazz. She found the open player. Long got it back over to Jazz. She thought about it. Kick out to Long. Right hand crossover. Pizzetti. And good ball movement here by the Cards. Fayed flashes, but they just kind of collapse in the zone. They left Pizzetti open. You mentioned they'll give her that all day long, but they won't give her that because she is 2 out of 2 on that left-hand baby hook off the glass, Brad.
JC, think about what's happened in the last 2 minutes of the game since Gianna came into the game. She's gotten to the rim twice. Jazz got to the rim one time, drew a foul, etc. This is how this team has to play. They're going to get plenty of threes in the flow of their offense. I just don't think that the offense can revolve around early threes.
And speaking of early threes, that one was fired from way downtown by DeFrancesco. It's a skip pass on the baseline. We're going to get a timeout called here, the 30-second variety by Liv Orlando. Coach, what is this timeout all about? What's she calling that one for?
Yeah, probably just to settle them down. They're 5 minutes in. She's had 7 or 8 kids in the game already. She probably just wants to settle them down, check in, make sure that the game's slowing down for them a little bit. I guess the other thing is she may want to run something specific in this possession here for a certain kid or a couple kids. So we'll see. But look, decent start for a really, really young team. 5 minutes into the first tournament game I think any of these guys have ever played, and they've been solid defensively so far. A couple questionable threes early, but I think they've settled in and they're starting to attack a little bit better.
We kind of thought this game would play out in this fashion, as anytime you go on the road and you're playing a team that you beat, they're going to be fired up. They're going to be looking to get into a little further into the second season, as the winner here will go on to the quarterfinals. So it's been as expected, not your typical 12-5 matchup, to be sure. We're getting a blocking call there on Pizzetti as she hits the deck. She's trying to set the screen, and
not sure I like that call.
Yeah. We'll watch that one back on the highlight guy, and I'm sure I will probably agree with that one. with Brad's assessment. Olivia DiFrancesco will check out of the game. Looks like
Maggie Gallagher in. So this is their eighth kid of the quarter here. So again, I really like what Liv's doing. That's a kick. Really like what Liv's doing here, just getting everybody's feet wet early on in the game. Nice shot.
Three-point shot knocked down by Lillian George. We're tied at 7, and the pressure is extended. Regan crossover marked up closely by Ringdahl. Crossover again at the foul line. Drapo, who's recently back in the game, will dribble drive. They shut down the lane, and a pretty make there. She had Gallagher on the elbow, but I like that look, Brad. And getting on the board is Drapo.
In the paint again, Jason, in the paint. It sounds so simple. It's not easy getting down in there. You really got to, force the issue. But, they're having great success right now as long as they stay in an attacking mode.
Good interior defense by the Cards. That one's going to be called on the floor. And the hack is, I don't know if they're calling fouls up on the scoreboard. It'll be Dufo's first personal, team's second. So that one, as mentioned, on the floor. So the inbound comes, baseline drive, little pull-up jumper is no good. Drapo skies for that board, and that's what we've become accustomed to, Brad, in the last couple of games, is Drapo getting busy on the glass.
Nice move.
Power move to the rack as everybody spread out, and Drapo with a good handle brought it right to the cup.
She's off to a great start as well. Good start for this team, young team.
Salem, good help defense, thrown high off the glass, and bodies hit the floor. Another jump ball called. Possession will go to the Cardinals. For the most part, Brad, 3 officials on the floor here tonight, but they're letting them bang into each other a little bit, letting them play.
Playoff style basketball. Yep. So far, so good. They're not over officiating, and that's nice to see.
Running the point is Pizzetti. It'll come high elbow, and they'll kick it back out. Gallagher got it back over to Pizzetti.
Face the basket.
Go to the bucket, and there it is. Little pull-up, comes up short with it, cleans up her own mess, and gets hacked in the act, and that's what you want to see. Nobody was on the baseline. Drapo probably as surprised as anybody that it was wide open, and she gets hacked in the act. She'll head to the line.
Look, I know they've been working with Thalia all year on this, but when she catches that ball either at the elbow or in that short corner area, the first thing she's got to do is face the basket. Everything will open up for her if she just faces the basket and lets her eyes take her where she wants to go. A little tougher if she catches it with her back to the basket and stays that way. Hard to score that way.
And it's guess what animal night here at Salem. I believe that was a banshee. Not 100% sure. Steve? 1 out of 2 for Drapo. Violation on the foul line. So I don't know if that's part of the curriculum here at Salem, but a nice job nevertheless on the screaming.
It's back court right there.
Jeez, should have been. Lillian George crossover, got it back over to Getz. Getz operating in the half court. She'll dribble drive, pull back out. See, that's what having Brad here does. Like, I can't make jokes. I got to stay on par with the game here, Steve. Like, keeps me honest.
Screwing up your mojo.
Salem gets the possession on the inbounds. This will go to Lillian. Had it poked away, and back the other way comes Drapo.
Yes.
And a blocking foul. Going hard to the hoop was Drapo, and she'll have a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
I'm not sure Salem has anybody that can check her. And she's off to a tremendous start. What, she have 6 or 7 already?
She's got 7 points. This would be her 8th.
At 8 right now, I think you got to keep feeding her. Put the ball in her hands and let her make plays.
Yep. All right, here we go. Drapo with a chance to complete the three-point play. Ducks, that's a duck or a mallard maybe. Drapo knocks down the freebie. She has 8 of the 15 points. 45 seconds to go here. Ringdahl crossover. Comes over to Lillian George at the elbow. Step back, fired, no. And a long rebound is taken by Salem. And once again, they'll get an opportunity to cut into this lead. Going hard to the cup. No easy ones as stepping into that passing lane was Gallagher. And it will be her first personal. Team's third, and heading to the line for the Blue Devils will be Lindsay Getz. Guertin has 2 so far here this evening, chance to get 3 and 4. Around the cup and no good. That free throw brought to you by Goodnight Moon. If you're looking to fall asleep early, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, on a make or a miss here, I think I'm probably holding for one shot here to finish the quarter.
1 out of 2.
Boy, I'd love to see Thalia with the ball in her hands with 10 seconds left.
26-25, and Thalia has it in her hand. They clear things out. Gallagher, left hand, had it on her hip for a second. Regan will drive back to Thalia, not shy. Long three-point bucket, Thalia Drapo.
Like I said, shoot a 3 with 10 seconds left.
Not sure if that headset is connected to Liv Orlando on the sideline or not. Back the other way comes Dufo at the cup, high off the glass, and Dufo knocks it in, and she has 5, and that'll do it. Cards go on a huge tear in the last couple of seconds of the first quarter. Brad, they are up 20-8.
Well, you could not have asked for a better start for this young team. And look, I know they got 20 points on the board, but I was just impressed with how they defended. Made everything hard for Salem. I think they got to the line a couple times, but what did they hit 2 shots the whole quarter?
2 shots, yeah, 3-pointer, 1, 2, and 3 free throws to round out their 8.
Look, if you can defend like that and hold people to 2 or 3 or even 4 field goals a quarter, that's a pretty good recipe for success, and they'll figure out how to score enough.
Well, the last time these two teams played, Brad, Salem got out to a fast start. They had 15 points there in the first quarter, and 7 below that. So, as you mentioned, the defensive effort has definitely picked up here for this Cardinal team. They're moving their feet well. They're battling on the glass, and they're finding Thalia Drapo and including her in the offense in the early going. Yeah,
it's been, again, a tremendous start for this young team. And, you've been saying all year in your broadcasts, if these guys can just get into the second season, but I tell you, I don't know too many 8 and 9, 12 seeds that have this kind of talent. It's young talent, but they're not freshmen anymore. They got a full season under their belt, and they look like a pretty seasoned high school team right now, and it's great to see.
20-8 advantage for the Guertin Cardinals as the Salem will get possession to start the second quarter. This is Olivia being marked up tightly by Regan. Nice switch defensively. Pizzetti and Regan, good communication by those two. Back up top it comes to Getz. Lindsay thought about it, got it back over to the left side. This is DeFrancesca. Little 3-player weave. Lillian George now working on Pizzetti. Good job of moving their feet, and again, great defensive effort by this Cardinal team. No shot clock here in the state of New Hampshire, but it's got to be exhausting trying to get a good look, and everywhere you turn there are Cardinal wings. Is Regan going to get called for a cheap one there? That'll be her first. And the team's 4th overall, but that doesn't matter. The race is to 5 here, so it's the first foul of the second quarter. Olivia to do the honors, gets down on the baseline to Lindsay. Lindsay now, right-hand dribble, on-ball pick. Lindsay's in the paint, kick out to the baseline. Burns got it back up top to the elbow to Mosto. Mosto, pretty pass there. No call, and now there is. And I believe that's going to be on Gallagher, and if it is, that's her second. So a lot of physicality being played. Some rough and tumble play down in the paint as heading to the line is Mosto. The junior captain knocks down the first. She's 3 out of 3 from the line. She had 10 in their first meeting as Fayed will check in for Gallagher. And to your point, Brad, it's good to see them rotating through the bigs a little bit.
Yeah, keeping everybody fresh, keeping Thalia out of foul trouble. Liv's doing a great job managing the game, and you got your guards coming back in. Jazz with a nice rest late first quarter. Gianna gave him some great minutes. So look, she's 8-9 deep, and she's trusting her bench early here, which I think is a great thing.
Gabriella Mosto goes 2 out of 2. She's 4 for 4 on the evening. We have some full court pressure employed here. We'll see if they reverse it. They'll do it on the dribble. This is long. She'll put the brakes on. And George flew right by. High post now. Fayed pivoting on that right foot, faces the basket. Back out to Drapo. We'll see if they try to establish her once again going to the cup. Rosario, left-hand dribble. Going to get a travel there. And just a lot of dribbling, Brad. And I don't know if they're setting up the play, but the turnover wasn't something we saw a lot of in the first quarter. Certainly something you got to stay away from here in the second.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think the formula for them is pretty simple. Spread the floor out, attack the rim, and make sure that, Drapeau, Dufo get touches on just about every possession.
Errant pass, 3-on-2. That ball gets poked away from Jazz. There was too much congestion there. Dribble drive is shut down, and he'll come back up top. Mosto skipped it across the way. Downtown shot, no good. And another huge rebound for Drapeau. She gets double teamed. They find Regan all alone. Backboard, no. Battling for it was Jazz, and as a result, Regan comes away with it. The runner in the lane is up and no good, so it was a good look by Long, but not the prettiest of shots. They'll go back the other way. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Cards still with a 10-point advantage, 20-10.
Scuffling here a little bit offensively, and that's going to happen from time to time with a young team. They just have to continue to defend until they figure it out again offensively. They get stops, just string stops together, and good things will happen.
Reverse layup was shut down, and travel called on Long, so another turnover on this Cardinal team. That's an empty possession. You don't want to come away with nothing. And the Cards, each of the last couple of possessions, have turned the ball over.
Yeah, choppy first 2.5 minutes in the second quarter. Again, as I said, I like what Liv's doing with the bench, but I think Holly's got to get back in that game pretty soon. She's just a steadying influence for them on the offensive side of the floor, settles them down. Backcourt.
That was a backcourt violation. They did not see it, so Blue Devils fortunate there. Into the paint, dribble drive, kick out. Case from downtown is no good. Long gets the long rebound. You've got to be aware of that double team. Here it comes. Back over the top to Jazz. They reverse the floor. Drapeau way downtown, and not the look that you want to see from Thalia in the flow of the offense, Brad.
Yeah, that's the early three that I'm not a big fan of.
Speaking of the early three, that one was taken by Salem, and a cheap one called on Salem as Regan gobbles up the rebound. So the one thing that you can take away from this first half is the Cardinal work on the glass. I think that has been the biggest factor for this Bishop Guertin team. It's been a lot of one and dones for Salem, and a nice job on the boards by the Cards.
Yep. Again, you got Holly coming back in the game. It's a great move. I think you'll notice the difference right away on the offensive side of the floor. Get downhill.
Drapeau.
There it is.
And goes up strong and hacked in the act, and no answer, as it looked like Caroline Case just kind of hit her on the arm, and Drapeau just having her way.
Yeah, Liv will do a good job. Liv and Brad will do a good job reinforcing what I think is maybe the single most important thing offensively for this team, which is they have to attack early in possessions. Be patient enough not to force anything. They will get 15 or 20 wide open threes if they attack and collapse the defense and just penetrate and pitch. The early three, unless it's in transition, kind of sucks the life out of that offense for them.
Drapeau 1 out of 2 on that trip. 21-10, 11-point Card advantage. Going hard to the hoop, scoop shot up and under, and Drapeau came away with it, lost the handle, and Olivia DiFrancesco kicked it out on the wing, and that's a huge three-point swing there. Lillian George knocking down the triple. Long goes up strong and in. What a make by Maddie Long, and she's in the books. 10-point Cardinal advantage, 4:10 to go in the first half. We'll get a cheap one. If that's Dufo, that's her second. Dufo got in a little bit of foul trouble against Wyndham. She had 4. So she'll head back to the bench with 4:10 to play. So that's not on the recipe card, no question about that.
Tough break for them. They're going to have to find offense. Thalia's going to score for them for sure. And, Maddie Long getting downhill is a big thing for them. And then I think, Ayla's going to have to pick up some of that slack offensively.
Nice rebound there by Case to keep the ball alive for the Blue Devils, so they got a second opportunity here. Little ball fake up and under, and going strong to the hoop is Gabriella Mosto. She's going to head to the line, and that foul will go against the Cards.
She's a pretty tough, she's a pretty physical kid at that foul line. I would love to see him front that high post and just not let him enter the ball there, but easier said than done with a kid that's that strong.
Gabriella knocks down the first She is 5 out of 5 so far this evening. A little switcheroo here as Jazz will head to the bench with those 2 fouls. Gabriella gets a second shot at it. The junior knocks it down. She is 6 out of 6, 7 out of 8 in the game for the Blue Devils. Ball goes to Regan. Regan, kick out. Drapo. Got to stay composed here. Pizzetti feeds Regan, gets it back out to Fayed. Good patience by the Cardinals. Crossover, Pizzetti, kick out. Regan from way downtown, no, but Pizzetti clears the glass and gets it back out to Regan. Drapo downtown, in and out. Case gobbles up that rebound, and back the other way come the Blue Devils. Transition. Fortunate are the Cards there. Long comes away with it off the pass from Drapo. Into the corner, Regan. Way long, but another rebound for the Cardinals. Pizzetti, runner in the lane, too hard. It'll go off of a Cardinal wing. Your thoughts on that possession, Brad?
Pretty frenetic. Pretty frenetic, you know. I mean, they're getting, you know, Ayla's 3 was an open 3. Wide open 3 in transition. Just didn't go down. You know, Jana attacked the rim okay. The game's gotten a little frantic here in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and you know, I'd like to see these guys continue to just apply constant pressure off the dribble. Keep it. I think the simpler they keep this game offensively, the better off they're going to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement, as every time they've gone to the hoop, good things have happened. And when they have kicked it out, they've been able to knock down the outside shot, with the exception of that possession we just witnessed there. We are in the second quarter. It's a 23-15 Cardinal advantage. 8-point lead for BG. Winner here tonight will head on the road, we believe, on the quarterfinals. All depends on what happens with that Portsmouth-Nashua South game. Coach Ricky Oliver called that timeout. It was a full timeout for the Blue Devils, and probably the idea was to just calm his ladies down as they have a chance to dig into this BG advantage.
Liv's got an interesting choice to make. She's got, what have we got, 3 minutes left in the quarter, and all 3 of her freshmen, including her starting backcourt, are on the bench with 2 fouls. We'll see if she tries to bridge over to the second half, keep them out of foul trouble, or feels like she needs to come back with 1 or more of them before the end of the half.
Brad, are we seeing a zone here employed by the Cards? What is the first glance? It looked like a 1-3-1 and a nice rebound underneath. And now the Cards are starting to lose that battle on the glass. I could be wrong, but it looked like a 1-3-1, kind of an amoeba type.
Yeah, they've played the 1-3-1 from time to time throughout the course of this season. So it wouldn't surprise me to see them sprinkle that in here, especially if she's a little concerned about foul trouble.
Lindsay Getz will head to the line. The junior has 3 points. Side iron on the first. She'll get a second. That is just the second miss from the free throw line tonight for the Blue Devils. 1 out of 2 for Getz, the junior. She has 4, and it's a 23-16 Cardinal advantage. A little bit of a drought here in the scoring column.
Face the basket.
Here comes the double team. They get it back out to Long, and a long way from the promised land. And it was a good look, and Cards turn the ball over once again. Blue Devils will run straight up and in, and a make there for Lindsay Getz. So the turnovers now turning into points for the Blue Devils. And to your point, Brad, you have to wonder, how long do you keep your starters on the bench in this situation? Basketball, clearly a game of momentum. 3-point play completed. And it comes into Fayed. They kick it over to Long. Long now, got to be careful not to carry the basketball. Cut down the lane. Case showing good defensive help there. Pizzetti, feed, go to the bucket. Drapo had the baseline. Want to see her take it there.
She's got to face the basket.
And another turnover, and back the other way comes Salem. Getz, good body control, up and in for Lindsay. She has 6 in the quarter. 9 total. Timeout called by Coach Orlando. 23-21 now. The Cardinal lead is just 2 points, Brad.
12-3 quarter. 12-3 quarter, and BG's lost all their rhythm offensively, and the turnovers are really hurting them right now. I think half of Salem's points in this quarter are off of turnovers.
It's actually, hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's actually 13-3, I believe. So turnovers have led to easy buckets for the Blue Devils. And you're right, Drapo with her back to the basket. Like to see her start imposing her will and taking it back to the hoop. And we'll see if that is, in fact, what Coach Orlando has called for here with 1:48 to go in the first half. Jason Roby calling all the action for you. Brad Craik is on color commentary. The man on the moving pictures is Steve Cody. You're watching live on the Highlight Guy. First round action, Girls Division I, New Hampshire State Basketball Tournament. Drapo lost the handle and another turnover, and back the other way come the Blue Devils. Oh, around and no. Drapo, good positioning on that one. Stays back to help Long. Fortunate Cards have the numbers if they wanted it. Drapo needs help. She'll get it to Regan, who gets it to Pizzetti. 1:19 now. Pizzetti, kick out. They're stepping in those passing lanes. Fayed now, dribble drive right to the cup. In. And Fayed, nice to see. Again, they take it to the hoop, Brad. They score, chance for a three-point play.
I know our listeners are going to get sick of hearing this from me. If they get to the rim, they win. It's as simple as that. If they get to the rim and they keep defending, they're going to win. If they allow Salem to push them around and they settle, it's a coin flip. I mean, I think that's really what this game comes down to.
Shooter's touch for Fayed. She completes the three-point play. 26-21, 5-point Card advantage. 1:05 to go in the first half. Salem with new life operating in the half court. Skip pass across the way. Case got it up top to DiFrancesco. Another skip pass to Getz downtown. No, and another rebound there, and a good bounce pass out to Long. Fayed. Pretty pass on the low block, too hard. But it was a good look. Regan went high and hard off the glass. Little delay, runner in the lane, up, no good, and Drapo with another rebound. 30 seconds to go. Regan, skip pass across the way, Pizzetti. Pizzetti goes up strong, short on that one. Back the other way comes Getz, into the corner, downtown, no. Good positioning again, a one and done. And the Cards appear that they'll hold it for the last shot. Nice job on the glass by Maddie Long. Case come out to check her. Pizzetti now. Regan took a look up the scoreboard. Downtown, back iron, no. And we will head to halftime. Bishop Guertin 26, Salem 21. Brad, your thoughts before we head to commercial break?
Kind of tail of two quarters. Right? They could not have played and executed better in the first quarter. Defended well, rebounded the ball pretty well, limited their turnovers, and then really forced the issue offensively. Second quarter was almost exactly the opposite. They did not get to the rim until the last couple minutes of the quarter. They probably had 5 or 6 turnovers. Got beat up on the offensive glass a little bit, and Salem kind of dictated terms to them in the second quarter, and as a result, we got a pretty competitive game at halftime. Guertin's up 5. The one thing I will say that probably took a lot of guts. The easy thing for Liv to have done with 3 minutes left in the second quarter is to panic, bring those guards back in. Those young freshman, trio with 2 fouls. Really did a great job trusting her depth and trusting her bench. She comes into the second half with her starting backcourt with only 2 fouls, and that's a huge difference. You got 3, and you got to play the whole second half with fouls in mind. I think they can now come into that second half and play a really free third quarter and so forth. So huge credit to her for sticking to her guns and trusting her depth.
Cards were outscored in that second quarter 13-6 to give us our 26-21 final of the first half. We'll take this commercial break. We'll be right back with what promises to be an exciting second half of first round action from the campus of Salem High School in the first round of the New Hampshire Division I Girls Playoffs. It's Bishop Guertin 26, Salem 21. We'll be right back after these messages.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Hi, my name is Deb Cody and I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I serve both residential and commercial clients in New Hampshire and Maine and work with an amazing team of KW colleagues and affiliate partners to help you achieve your real estate goals. In 2022, I ranked in the top 20% of 700 plus agents within my brokerage. I was nominated this past year to serve on the Agent Leadership Committee within my firm and have enjoyed giving back to my colleagues and local community. Are you curious to know how much your home may be worth in today's market? Reach out to me today and I'd be happy to run a complimentary comparative market analysis for you.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare. Welcome back to the gym here at Salem High School, home of the Blue Devils. Jason Roby calling all the action for you. Brad Crake is on the color commentary. And as always, Steve Cody, the man on the moving pictures. Well, a tale of two quarters in that first half as the Cardinals raced out to a 20-8 advantage and then saw that lead dwindle down to 5 as they were outscored 13-6 in the second quarter. For the Blue Devils, it was Lillian George with 6, Lindsay Getz with 9, Gabriella Mosto with 6. Blue Devils were 9 of 11 from the charity stripe. On the other side of the ledger, Pizzetti had 4. It was 2 points for Maddie Long, 3 for Bella Fayed, 5 for Holly Dufo, and Thalia Drapo with 12 big points and a lot of rebounds there in the first half. Brad, your thoughts as we head into the second half? A 5-point Cardinal advantage. First time these two teams played, it was a 4-point advantage. So the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, look, it's tournament basketball, right? It's not supposed to be easy. They got out 20-8, and the Salem kids dug in, started to really sort of force the issue physically, got themselves back into the game. Look, you make the tournament, you're a pretty good team. So I'm not surprised. This is a tight game at halftime. Maybe a bit of a lost opportunity for Guertin to extend that 12-point lead that they had at the end of the first quarter, but didn't happen. So you got to forget about it. Just go play. You got a 16-minute game, and again, I think it's same old, same old. Defend, rebound, don't turn the ball over, and attack the rim. To me, those are the big 4 things. And if we learned anything in the first half, is that when they did those things well, they had it their way, and when they didn't, Salem hung around.
Any coach you talk to usually lists those 3 or 4 things as the key to success, and Cards will have to work to extend this lead here as the Blue Devils are definitely on fire as Long fires one from way downtown and hits nothing but glass. Back the other way come the Blue Devils. Lindsay Getz got it up top to Olivia. Olivia will reverse the floor, looking for help. Cards extending, pick on ball downtown George, and she kisses one from three-point land. She has 9 three-pointers in each of the first 3 quarters. Lead is now 2. 7:12 to go here. There is no tomorrow. One of these teams will have their season come to an end here tonight. Dufo, dribble drive, throws one high off the glass. Drapo skies and kicks it out. Thought maybe she could have gone straight up with it. Skip pass goes to Dufo. 3-point shot, no. Jazz battling, and it comes down to George. Lillian now. Little hesitation, and feeds a wide open under the hoop, but missing the easy one was Michaela Burns, and there's another turnover. Mosto, bounce pass on the baseline. Ball fake, step back. Kicked out. Got to be careful on the baseline. Pretty bounce pass in the lane. Been in there quite a long time, and Michaela Burns will head to the free throw line for 2.
I think the 3-second call turned into a 5-second call now in the second half.
And
again, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Look, minute and a half in, they've had 3 possessions. They've done nothing but take threes.
And more important there, Brad, is Holly Dufo has her 3rd foul of the game. Burns misses the first, she'll get a second. Steve Cody, no animal noises, sir. Burns misses both, so Jazz, the double team comes. Jazz splits it and loses the ball, and another turnover. Pull-up jumper from the elbow. Long rebound goes to Long. And she needs help. Got to go to her. And a timeout called by Coach Orlando from about 60 feet away. So a little out of sorts here are the Cardinals as they're kind of watching the game being played instead of getting involved. 26-24, a full timeout for Coach Orlando. What's the message in that Cardinal huddle, Brad?
Yeah, I think they're on their heels a little bit right now. I think Salem's taking the game to them right now. I think they've got to sort of reestablish, the fact that they're going to control tempo, they're going to control the flow of the game and so forth. Right now, they're okay, letting Salem dictate terms to them.
And I think just a matter of the enormity of this game, and that we mentioned when this team played Pinkerton all those months ago at Guertin, the worst thing that happened to them was halftime, because they were in that game and they look up at the scoreboard and suddenly the reality kicks in, and you wonder if the reality is kicking in a little bit here with this young Cardinal team. Yeah. But they are battle tested.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing them go, you know, nice simple, maybe a little 4-out, 1-in look and get the ball down on the block to foul you, and see if they can just establish themselves inside the paint.
Dufo still in the game. Rainmaker in and out, and it's going to go against Long. She went over the back, and that is 2 quick team fouls on the Cardinals. It's Maddie's first, and as mentioned, Brad, Dufo still in the game with 3 personals.
Yep. Oh.
Cards come away with the ball. Regan, baseline, it went to Long. So if you blinked, you missed that one. Jazz, right-hand dribble, looking for help. Crossover, hard to the hole, and too much mustard on that hot dog, but changing the light bulbs was Drapo. Dufo, Yahtzee! And Dufo knocks down a triple.
Out of the flow, right? Out of the flow. Wide open 3 off of a little dribble penetration.
Runner gobbled up there by Dufo.
Watch out.
Long. And another turnover for the Cardinals. A lot of second chance opportunities. That's a 3-point shot. And a Yahtzee of her own for Getz. And she has 12. 5:10 to go, 3rd quarter. 2-point Cardinal advantage. Dufo thought about it. Left-hand drill. Nice pick and roll. And in. And travel called there. And Long thought it was 2 steps. So Pizzetti will check back in. Timeout called on the floor. So interesting turn of events there as the travel call goes against Long. So it would have been a 31-27 lead. And as it turns out, another turnover for the Cards.
So that might have been a travel. It might not have been a travel. And I guess I'm not sure I know the rules here, but I don't understand why the ref, who was about 3 feet from Maddie on the baseline, didn't make the call, and the guy that was at half court did make the call. But you know, maybe that's the way it's supposed to go. I don't know. But
well, one of the things, Brad, and you make note of it. These teams play with 2 officials all year long. You add another set of eyes, and suddenly, whether you want to think so or not, the game changes a little bit because they're seeing more because they're watching less of an area on the floor. Is that right?
Yeah, that could be. You know, it is definitely a different game with 3 refs. You do see from time to time, you know, some teams in the regular season with 3 refs, but I'd say more often than not it's 2. And look, this got nothing to do with the refs.
You're absolutely right.
This is just about a team right now that's just a little bit out of sorts. They just got to settle themselves down, get back to doing the things that they do well, keeping things pretty simple. They'll be okay.
Little collision there just beyond half court by DeFrancesco and Long. So that's one way to advance it. Blue Devils keep possession. And you're right, Brad. You know, we really haven't noticed the officials much in this one. That's the sign of a well-officiated game.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. See if they, you know, BG's got to string 2 or 3 stops together here, and you know, continue to attack the basket and see if they can get that.
A blocking call there, and I don't know. Drapo looked like she had set her feet, and that's going to go against her. And it seems like the recipe for success that we were looking for from the Cardinals, Brad, is being employed by the Blue Devils. They're taking it to the hoop.
They definitely take it to the hoop.
Gabriela Masto will head back to the line. Front iron on the first. That's her first miss from the charity stripe. Bench warning on both coaches. So that's a first. If I'm not mistaken, Steve Cody may have picked up a warning as well. Shooter's touch. 1 out of 2 from Osto. Back the other way comes Long. A 1-point Cardinal advantage. Dufo, dribble drive on the baseline, goes up, kick out. Jazz thought about it. She'll bring it back up top. She has not pulled the trigger much as of late. Hard to the hoop and hard off the glass. Is a double dribble there not called. DeFrancesco now one-on-one, literally, as she was marked up by Pizzetti. Baseline, up and under, strong, no. Jazz goes in, controls it, but she's just floating those outlet passes up there, and Salem not retreating. They're picking those things off. Again to the hoop, high off the glass, up and in for Getz, and the Blue Devils are in the lead, 30-29. Rosario, right-hand crossover, into the corner it went to Long. Another skip pass to Pizzetti. No action at the bucket, and if you're Salem, you gotta love this. With her back to the basket, now she pivots, works it back out to Pizzetti, and that one went off of Long's forehead. So the Cards all kinds of out of sorts now. Another turnover, and this one will go to the Blue Devils. Checking out is Olivia, checking in is Nicole. Doing the honors is Lindsay. Getz goes over the top and finds Lillian George. Lillian working against Long. Left-hand crossover. Back up top now to Getz. Little three-player weave, reversing the floor is Ringdahl. Back over to Getz. Lost the handle. Hitting the floor was Long. Pizzetti will run with it. Doesn't have the numbers. She actually got double teamed. They reverse it. Well done. Waiting for her to take it to the hoop. Rainmaker's no good.
Sorry.
And a great rebound there. And that's where Drapo can make her hay.
She has got to touch the ball just about every possession.
2-on-1
Great
and a
block.
little leather souffle, but a follow-up. The only one under the bucket that time was Drapo. So Michaela Burns follows it up with a make. 32-31 Blue Devils. Into the corner, Dufo's not shy. In and out, but a nice rebound by Long. Back to Pizzetti. Right-hand dribble drive, hard off the glass. Can't get it to go. So they're taking it to the hoop, but they're not finishing like they did in the first half. Salem, meanwhile, another offensive rebound up and under. And Mosto gonna head back to the free throw line.
Foul, Guertin, number 23.
And that's gonna be Dufo's fourth personal foul, Brad.
Yeah, danger zone for her right now. Well, again, we'll see what Liv does. Looks like she's going to sub her out. Got 3 subs coming back into the game.
Burns, release, rotation, splash, nothing but net. 4 in, 4 out. It was actually 3 in, 4 out. Pizzetti was not being subbed for, so she ran back on the floor. Michaela Burns will come out of the game. She's played valuable minutes for Coach Ricky Oliver. 2 out of 2 for Gabriella. 9 out of 10 on the night. 9 points, all from the free throw line. Largest lead on the evening for the Blue Devils, 34-31. Dribble drive kick. Regan had her lane cut down. Jazz thought about it. Back out to Pizzetti. Back out to Jazz. Cardinals will reset. We'll see if they try to get Gallagher or Fayed to the basket. Nice play and a nice pass. And that's the moneymaker right there. Fayed finishing hard at the cup. 34-33 Blue Devils. 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Lillian lost the handle. Got it back. Finds Ringdahl. Ringdahl from way downtown, no. And the offensive rebound was in Caroline Case's hands, but she lost it. Cards fortunate there. And full court pressure being employed once again.
No. Gee.
Drapo got it back to Regan. Skip pass across the way. Gallagher spin move, got hacked in the act, and she'll head to the line for a pair. So once again, Brad, that recipe of take it to the cup and good things happen.
Yeah. is my response in an exasperated tone. Yeah.
Don't worry, fans. Brad's only elbowed me 4 times up here. He would have fouled out by now. Gallagher to the line. Hits the first. So Maggie, big shot there. Tie game at 34. And maybe, Brad, those minutes that were given to these ladies in the early going, they're showing their benefit right now.
Yeah, you know, we'll see. We'll see who's got legs in the fourth quarter here, you know.
Fayed battled for it. Pizzetti saved it. No.
Oh.
You say she fell out of bounds, so hustle not rewarded in that case.
Good effort.
And you can't teach that. You either do it or you don't. And Pizzetti has done that all year. She is marking up
dead.
Amelia Murray.
Oh, great play by Gia.
Steal
Get
by
to the rim.
Gianna.
Nice job.
Pass underneath and in. And Pizzetti, playing possessed, finds Regan for her first bucket. Cards regain the lead, 36-34. 40 seconds to go in the third frame.
Got to avoid the 5th foul here, Jason. We don't want to put him at the line.
And as you say that, Brad, that call was made from, again, across the way. So it's going to be Bella's, I believe it's her second personal.
Tough call.
Just one call against the Blue Devils this quarter. As knocking down the first is Gabriella Masto, not the lady you want to be sending to the line.
I think has she scored all of her points at the foul line?
All of them. She has 10 from the free throw line.
She may be their leading scorer, right?
11. Masto, 11 out of 12 from the charity stripe. She's second in scoring, actually. Lindsay Getz has 14. So, tie game, 36 apiece. Ooh. 30 seconds to go. Jazz Rosario operating in the half court. Pick on ball, skipped across the way, another pick on ball. Regan crossover, fired way downtown, hits nothing. And as a result, it looks like Salem will get the last touch. 36-36, 15 seconds to go. They got 2 players marking up the ball, so someone's open for the Blue Devils. And there she is on the offensive board. And exactly, you're going to watch that one back on the highlight guy. They had 2 people guarding the inbound pass. And heading back to the free throw line, guess who? Gabriella Masto. She is 11 out of 12 so far here tonight. Front iron, she'll get a second. 8 seconds to go. Got a box out here. And that second one is true. 8 seconds to go. Pizzetti with the ball in her hand. 5, 4, 3, and another turnover with 1.7. And just the one team foul. Looks like the Cards are going to keep possession, so it's going to have to be a catch and shoot here for the Cardinals. And I would try to get it over the top to Gallagher on the low block. There's nobody there.
Yep.
Give it to Gallagher. Oh, Fayed, no. So 37-36, a 1-point Blue Devil lead. This one going to go right down to the wire. Winner moves on to the quarters. Loser goes home. Brad, your thoughts as we head to the 4th frame.
Oh, first round tournament matchup, 2 pretty evenly matched teams, and you know, basically a locked up game going into the 4th quarter. Who's going to make plays coming down the stretch? Who's going to avoid mistakes and make enough plays to win this game is what it's going to come down to.
It's the Gabriella Masta show from the free throw line. She is 12 out of 14 from the charity stripe this evening. And The Cards get outscored 16-10 in that third quarter. It is a 1-point Blue Devil advantage with 8 minutes to play. Jason Roby calling all the action for you here. Brad Crake is on the color commentary. And as always, Steve Cody, the man on the moving pictures, you are watching on the highlight guy. Girls preliminary round action from the campus of Salem High School. The number 5 seed Salem Blue Devils, coached by Ricky Oliver, came in tonight at 13-5. Meanwhile, the 12 seed Bishop Guertin Cardinals came in at 8-9. Even though they beat this Blue Devil team in the regular season, you throw that out the window and you start at 0-0. Blue Devils operating in the half court. Ball goes off of Ringdahl's feet. And another call goes against the Cards. And that one going to go against Fayed. That's her third foul.
You see, again, I'm not smart enough to know whether those are fouls or not, but they're attacking the rim, and they're making BG defend them.
Possession will go back to the Blue Devils as it was poked away by Regan. Yeah.
And you're going to get the benefit of the doubt a lot of times.
And as a result, a lot of free throws as well, as Gabriella Mosto can attest. Pizzetti getting after it, dives for it, and she's going to get called on the foul. So Pizzetti playing with a different kind of intensity, trying to spark her team. Unfortunately for the Cards, Brad, it's their second team foul, and we're not even 30 seconds into the fourth frame.
Yeah, got to just buckle down and get a good defensive possession here and see if they can get a stop and, you know, string a couple of good looks offensively.
3-point shot. Good rebound by Fayed, good positioning, and as a result, over the top goes Mosto. And sort of a half mocking cheer here from the PG side of things. That is the first foul in what seems like about an hour and a half against the Blue Devils. Ball comes into Drapo, back to Jazz. She'll bring it over the horn of the Blue Devil.
See if we get Thalia reestablished here offensively. At least play through her to start the possession.
One of the things this Guertin team has done well all year is had good balanced scoring, but they've also recognized when someone has the hot hand, let's feed them. And that one called on the floor, but again, forcing the issue towards the cup, so 2 fouls apiece. And that one will go against Lillian George. That's her second personal.
They get a layup for Thalia here on the inbound play. There she is. There it is.
And on that inbound play, Brad, nobody marked up Rosario. They should have passed it right to her. She had an open layup. Another turnover for the Cardinals. 37-36 downtown. Air ball, rebound, and nobody boxing out as Getz was all alone underneath. It looks like that one's going to go against Pizzetti, and that'll be her third personal. Lindsay Getz, the junior, heads to the free throw line. Calmly knocks down the first. She'll get a second. She has 15 points on the evening. Leads the team in scoring. Chance to up the lead to 3, and she does. Gets 2 out of 2. And the free throw percentage continues to climb for the Blue Devils. 39-36 Salem. Rosario at the elbow. And a foul called there by Lillian George, or on Lillian George. And that'll be her third.
Keep attacking.
Excuse me, that's Lindsay Getz, rather. Thought it was George, but it's Getz. Over the top, Fayed. Looking for help. Gets it to Dufo. Dufo, step back. She's got to be careful. Maddie Long now. Into the corner, Jazz. Hits the backfield shoulder, and Rosario will set things back up. Got to be careful on that moving pick. And Drapo wanted the ball. There was nobody near her. Long, the runner in the lane, too far. Got to be careful not to reach. Rebound goes to the Blue Devils. And momentum has been all Salem for each of the last 3 quarters. Lillian George now working on Long. Fired way downtown, no.
Got numbers, you got numbers.
Fayed's gonna run with it, left-hand dribble, kick out. Drapo, pull-up jumper, no. Line drive shot, legs may have been a little tired there. Blue Devils will pull it back out. Case got it back up top to DeFrancesco. She lost the handle, got it back. And up top it comes to Lillian. Lillian, she thought about it. That would have been a long one. Gets, pull up, no. And another rebound for the Blue Devils. And they gave up the baseline there, Brad.
Well,
Dufo.
I'm impressed with that number 13. That Mosto kid is one tough kid.
She is. Oh, and a cheap one there on the ball fake.
All right, so Salem's got 14 fouls with just about 5 minutes left in the quarter. I think you have to make it a priority to pick up another foul. You're shooting free throws for the rest of the game, and if you're down at all, you know, you can lengthen that game out by getting that clock stopped. So they just have to keep attacking. I know it's redundant. They just have to keep attacking.
That's the recipe for success, or at least to get to an opportunity to have some success, is to get some All right, delay a game warning called against the Blue Devils. Coach Oliver making it known he didn't like it. Bounce pass, Fayed, baseline drive. Thought she was gonna pull up, found Dufo, she's not shy. Misses everything, and it goes out of bounds. Cards fortunate there, will keep possession. 4:44 to go, 39-36 Salem. And we've got some blood. It looked like Long had to come out, got hit on the jaw or the mouth. Up top it comes to Fayed, back over to Regan. Regan needs help, lost her dribble. And a full timeout called by Coach Orlando. So you look at the timeouts, the Cards down to, I believe, 1 timeout remaining. If the scoreboard is correct, they have 2 on the board. And there it is, 1. You know, Brad, I have to ask you, it always seems like the first thing players do is put the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up playing 100 years ago, it was catch and triple threat, catch and triple threat, catch and triple threat. Is that antiquated, or are we all just trying to put the ball on the floor these days? All right, your silence speaks volumes, sir.
Look, I know I'm a dinosaur. I know I'm a dinosaur. But, you know, if you catch the ball and face the basket and you've not put the ball on the ground yet, that's a win. You've got infinitely more options than you do if you catch it and just put it on the ground, especially with your head down going east and west.
Do you see the softball I just threw him, Steve? Attaboy, Brad. Attaboy.
Just, you know, so look, some of that's experience and, you know, maturity, poise, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, again, I think, you know, they call the stuff old school for a reason, right? Because
it works.
It works. It happens to work. So space the floor, attack the rim off the dribble.
Got to move your feet here.
Keep your dribble alive, so forth and so on. Look, these guys are fine.
Yep.
They just make some plays. They're going to be just fine. They got to get some stops, see some shots go down, get themselves to the free throw line. They're going to win this game. They can win this game.
That ball was an air ball by Regan. And taken down the left side by DeFrancesco. Travel called there against George. So fortunate are the Cards there, as that triple won't count. And again, some pressure being applied here by the Cardinals. Got to help her out. Foul situation, it's Dufo with 4, Pizzetti with 3, Fayed with 3. On the other side of the ledger, Lindsay Getz has 3. And then a slew of others with a pair. Regan.
So
And another cheap foul there. And
so they're at the free throw line for the rest of this game, which is a really big benefit for them.
just saw Coach Ricky Oliver look over at the scoreboard, and he just came to that realization as well that the game will now be played at the free throw line. Bella Fayed to take 2.
Good job. Good job. Make your free throws. Get yourselves right back in this game. And look, you know, I think even if a team's got zero fouls on them, it's a good idea to be aggressive and get to the rim. If you know you're getting to the free throw line every time you get fouled, really doubles the importance of getting to the rim.
1 out of 2 for Bella. She has 6 points. 2-point Salem advantage. 3:54 to go in regulation. Pick on ball. Got to communicate there. Olivia now, right-hand dribble picked up and bothered there by Regan. They're going to call Regan on the foul on the reach. And that may be one of those calls where you don't normally see with 2 officials.
Yeah.
As Regan picks up her 3rd personal. And the next one will put the Blue Devils in the bonus. Got to get it down the floor. Pretty pass up and no good. It was a good effort and a cheap one there.
That might be on, is that on Dufo or is that on Bella?
Looks like it's on Bella. That's going to be her 4th foul, but more importantly, the 5th team foul. So 90 feet away from the bucket, you're sending them down to score points.
Yeah, good free throw shooter here too.
And we used to talk a lot, Brad, when you were coaching. Got to make those layups. Got to make those bunnies. Lindsay Getz heads to the free throw line. She knocks down the first one.
Jason, how many free throws has Salem attempted tonight?
847. My book looks like an SAT test, but it's only in 2 columns. It's Getz and Mosto. 2 out of 2 there for Lindsay. 7 out of 9 for Lindsay Mosto. Or Lindsay Getz, rather, excuse me. 41-37, 4-point advantage. Oh, hacked, checked. And heading back to the line will be Rosario. And they've held Jazz scoreless here this evening. But
gotta make your free throws now,
yeah,
right?
you gotta make free throws. So that is going to be the 2nd on Olivia. Around and out for Jazz. She'll get a 2nd. And again, around and out, but getting the rebound was Drapo. Jazz again doesn't shoot it, finds 3-point shot, knocked down for Dufo. She's got to get hot.
Great decision by Jazz. You know, she had an open 3, but you know, found a better shooter for
no fouls and Regan, and that is a foul. She's moving her body into her. Definitely a blocking foul. So Regan's got 4. But more importantly, back to the line goes Salem. Calmly knocking down the first is Olivia DiFrancesco. She will get a 2nd. That's the young sophomore's first point of the evening. Two out of 2 for the sophomore. 43-40, 3:05 to go in regulation. Jump stop, kick back out, Dufo downtown, no. And chasing down the rebound, and a nice board there was Gallagher. Back out to Dufo, skip past Jazz. To the rim. No travel called. Got to go after the ball and doesn't. Sloppy play here. 2:37 to go. Downtown, Lillian George, no. But Lillian gonna head to the free throw line. Or Gabriela Mosto, excuse me. Drapo's, I believe that's just her second. Mosto heading to the line for 3 free throws.
Left line shooting 2, skill number 14.
So Gabriella doing her best impression of Brooke Paquette in each of the last 2 finals. Fortunately, BG fans, Brooke's not walking through that door.
Well, I tell you, Salem must have 25 points at the free throw line. They've been at the free throw line all night long.
Was that 3 free throws, Brad, or 2?
Two.
Okay, so it was a 2-point shot?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I think it might have been a 3-point attempt, but the foul happened off the ball inside
Gotcha.
the 3.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Great pass.
Little leather souffle there. And back the other way come the Blue Devils. Chance to add to their 5-point lead.
Kind of danger zone right now. I think Salem's probably going to pull the air, pull the ball, and start to work the clock here.
I would say that would be a good move, and then force them to foul, and that's where you've made your hay this entire game. Foul line, back out top, it comes to Olivia. 45-40. Dufo pressing the issue, got to be careful. Don't want her to foul. If you're going to foul, got to take her out of the game. And up and in! Gabriella Mosto has been a monster here in this one. She has 16.
All right, we got to lengthen the game now, right? Down 8 minute and 45 seconds to get to the rim, and then you got to play the odds.
Mosto has been a maestro at the free throw line. Timeout called. 48-40. And this one is a full timeout. Brad, you asked earlier about, the free throw line. And I told you in that first one that Salem shot 77% from the charity stripe. And tonight, all that and then some.
You doing the math in your head right now?
24 for 28.
24 for 28 from the free throw line. Look, they got the fact that they've gotten there 28 times. Literally half their points, right?
Well,
literally half
their points have come from the charity stripe. 11 looks like 11 baskets tonight, either by the 3-point line. They've hit 4 triples. Good job to extend the pressure here. Dufo now will bring the ball up. 1:40 to go. Sands in the hourglass are running low. Rosario skips it over to Dufo. She'll drive the paint, and again, too hard, but clearing the glass. Couldn't get it to go was Gallagher.
You got a foul here. You got a foul right away. Problem is Holly's got 4.
Holly's got 4, so if she does, you lose your 3-point threat. Runner in the lane, and a nice make there by Lindsay Getz. So it's been the Lindsay Getz and Gabriella Mosto show. Downtown front iron, and that is probably going to do it here from the campus of Salem High School. They get it over, and that foul coming a little late. They're not fouling, so a good job of just kind of leaning in. 50-40. Blue Devils are going to punch their ticket to this quarterfinal round here. The 5 seed looking to advance as Maddie Long will reach in with 39 seconds to go. And that will send Lillian George to the free throw line. Lillian has 3 3-pointers here this evening. 1 in each of the first 3 quarters. Her chance to score in the fourth quarter. Misses the first, she'll get a second. George, second attempt is true. She has 10 points. 37 seconds to go. Long And that foul is going to go against the Blue Devils. I think that's going to be Gabriella. That's her third by my count. And it is. So heading to the line is Maddie Long. You almost wonder if it would be wise to make the first, miss the second here. Long makes the first, she gets a second. Lead is 10, 51-41. 2 out of 2 for Long. Here comes the pressure. Long's got a foul, and she does, and that'll be her third. So 9-point advantage for the Blue Devils with 33.5 seconds to go. Winner moves on to the quarters. Loser calls it a season. The Cardinals came in as the 12th seed, the Salem Blue Devils as the 5 seed. And the story has been the free throw line as the shot is knocked down there by Lillian George. George goes 2 out of 2, and that should just about do it here. 11-point Blue Devil advantage. Want to congratulate the Blue Devils on battling. Tough to beat someone, Brad, 3 times in a season.
Yeah, it really is. And again, you know, disappointing final 3 quarters here. They got off to such a great start, up 12, and you know, the wheels came off just a little bit in quarters 2 through 4.
Yeah, thus far the Cardinals scored 6 in the second quarter and just 6 here in the fourth quarter. And 2 more free throws for Lillian. She'll knock down the first, and my goodness, this just a free throw exhibition here for the Blue Devils. 2 out of 2 for the junior. I can't wait to crunch these free throw numbers. Drive, and would have liked to have seen that about 25 more times, but Drapo will get the bucket, and that's going to do it in this one. The Salem Blue Devils advance into the quarterfinals. A good season for the Cardinals as they bow to the 5th seed, the Salem Blue Devils. Your final here tonight, Salem 55 and the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin 44. Cards will wrap up their season with an 8-10 record. Salem, meanwhile, we don't have any score updates, but looks like they will be going to Portsmouth if Portsmouth ends up beating Nashua South. Congratulations to Ricky Oliver and to the athletic director, Scott Nsinga, a gracious host here. Also want to congratulate first-year head coach Liv Orlando and her coaching staff, Brad Rhodes. They had a terrific JV team here this year. They went 14-1, their only loss coming to Bishop Feehan at the JV level, and this team will be back. Brad, your thoughts as before we take this one home, your thoughts on how things transpired tonight and what the future is for this Bishop Guertin team.
Yeah, I'll kind of take them in reverse order. I think it's such a bright future, and you know, we've known all year long that this was an extremely young team. You know, the core of this rotation, freshmen and sophomores, you know, got a ton of experience and playing time this year. They've got, you know, they're still on the steep part of their development curve, those young kids. So I think they'll come back next year a year older, a year stronger, you know, a little bit, you know, a year more experienced, and you know, I would expect them to be right back in the hunt in the upper tier of Division I basketball next year with the crew they have coming back. And I agree with, I think, you know, I thought Liv and Brad did a great job managing that young group all year long, and you know, they're a ton better than they were in the early part of the season. So, you know, disappointing loss tonight, but you know, I think with a couple of days to reflect and so forth, overall pretty solid year. You know, tonight again, you know, got out early, 20-8. You know, it's you know, the more basketball I watch, the more I realize how it comes down to just 3 or 4 things over and over and over again, especially in playoff and tournament time. You know, those things went in their favor in the first quarter of the game. And as the game went on, I thought Salem, you know, started to dictate tempo, dictate terms. you know, just the free throw numbers you were talking about a few minutes ago tells you the whole story. They were aggressive all night long and really made BG defend them for 32 minutes. Got themselves in a little bit of foul trouble, and Salem did a tremendous job at the free throw line. Probably shot 80-85% on 30+ attempts. That's a heck of a recipe for winning games, in tournament play.
29 out of 34 unofficially for the Blue Devils from the charity stripe. Gabriella Masto by herself was 15 out of 17 from the line. But you take a look top to bottom and you look at the leading scores from the first time these two teams met. It was the first game, Lillian George had 14, Lindsay Getz had 8, and Gabriella Masto had 10. Tonight, George with 14, Getz with 20, and Masto with 17. And you talk about that free throw percentage, 29 out of 34. So that's the scoring for the Blue Devils. DeFrancesco also had a bucket, as did Michaela Burns. Actually, DeFrancesco's is the tail of the tape here. Her 2 points came from the free throw line as well. On the other side of the ledger, it was senior Gianna Pizzetti with 4, Maddie Long had 4, Ayla Regan 1 bucket for 2 points, Bella Fayed had 6, Maggie Gallagher with a point, Holly Dufo had 11, and Talia Drapo 16, but perhaps the biggest number, she only had 4 in the second half. Would have needed more Drapo to get this game a little bit closer. The final score here from Salem. The Bishop Guertin Cardinals will go down in the first round of the playoffs, and the 5th-seeded Salem Blue Devils will advance with a 55-44 victory. I want to thank everybody for watching here tonight, as well as this evening. We've been blessed to call some fantastic games over the last 4 years with this Bishop Guertin program. I want to thank Brad Craig for joining us here in the stands and providing his perspective and his support over those last 4 years. It's really given us a chance to watch some quality basketball and see some terrific play throughout the state of New Hampshire with the Division I girls programs. Want to wish Coach Ricky Oliver the best of luck as they head on to the quarterfinals. Wish him well, and I'm sure we'll be talking to him in the next couple of days to get his thoughts and his feedback on this one. Congratulations to Coach Liv Orlando. Not easy filling the shoes of this man next to me, but she kept a positive attitude the entire season, was gracious enough to join us at the beginning of each and every single game, and shared her expertise and her wisdom with us, and we know that she's going to keep things going for this young Bishop Guertin program. So to close this one out, I want to thank you all for watching and remind you all that it's not the critic who counts, but you can always count on the critic. For the color commentary of Brad Craik, the man on the moving pictures behind the curtain, Steve Cody, my name is Jason Roby signing off. Be well, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.